Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of July 29th through August 2nd. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also discuss how we can generate income using dividend payers and several option strategies while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So thank you again for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for July 29th through August 2nd. And let's get started. So here's our notes document, our Google document for our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for July 29th through August 2nd. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our Google document notes contain links to bonus videos, to the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks, etc. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled the July Federal Reserve Interest Rate Decision, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, trade strategies, trade ideas for the trading week of July 29th through August 2nd. We keep all of our notes in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1, as well as previous weekly trading game plans. And again, you can find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome to Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So firstly, we'll quickly go over our trade updates for this week. Talk about the trade, and we'll look at the chart for this trade in Webull. This week on Friday, we've been watching wheat. Wheat is the WEAT is the long ETF on wheat futures, and we've profitably traded this ETF a number of times. So wheat made a new 52-week low again on Friday. We got in a little bit early, so we got in on Friday at 496. Again, it did decline some more, so I still think there's a good opportunity if you're interested in long wheat on that new 52-week low. You can hear our previous discussions of wheat both in this week and last week's weekly trading game plans. Again, we'll look at the chart in a second in Webull, but just a quick note, if it would help you, see here are entries and exits into trades. Again, I never recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of a trade, but if it would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, to be notified when we enter or exit a trade, you can get real-time trade alerts in your email or SMS by joining our Patreon. As soon as I enter or exit a trade, I'll post that to our Patreon members. We also have several channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members that I'll briefly show you. Additional alerts that hopefully will help you make money trading as well. So again, you can get access to all of those alerts by joining our Patreon. So the first alerts channel in our Discord I have is a Thinkorswim alerts channel. I also set up price alerts in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered in Thinkorswim, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord. So again, we can see when wheat made a new 52-week low on the 26th. We can also see this is REMX, which is the ETF on rare earths. When it broke its 52-week low back on the 23rd. Again, I don't know why the symbol coming out of TOS is odd, but that's REMX. So again, when those get triggered, they get posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If I follow that Thinkorswim alert up with a trade, I'll reply in the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim price alert, like when we went long wheat on Friday, I will post that in the trade alerts channel in our Discord. So again, multiple ways you can get alerted when we enter or exit a trade. We also have a alerts channel, which is automatically generated alerts from our automated systems. So you can see when stocks are moving up, breaking out, near our price targets. Also a great way in real time to see sector rotations, trends in the market, etc. And you can hear how you can use this additional alerts channel to get alerted when stocks are moving out, breaking out, etc. via the link to the video in our notes. And you can get access to that additional alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So again, just very briefly, if I show that alerts channel, again, when stocks are breaking out, moving up, we see sector rotations. So we see ARK-K breaking out. If we see various movements in some of the short or long ETFs, there's TMF, so treasuries moving up. So again, another great way for shorter term traders as well to identify immediate breakouts in the market. So I hope that all helps. Welcome Gerald Pitts, The Crow, Fairchild, Walter Lyons, Sydney Osborne. Good to see you all in the chat today. Hope you all had a great trading week or doing well. So if I quickly look at that wheat trade in Webull, we can see again wheat had declined. I was watching the level 2s. It looked like there was pretty good support. Again, our trigger for wheat is the actual wheat futures price. So I'm watching /ZW and Thinkorswim. Looked like that had bottomed, but again, it 495 looked like a pretty good support level. That was the previous 52-week low on WEAT. So I went in just above that at 496. We can see late in Friday it did make a lower low at 490. So again, opportunity still in WEAT if you want to long on wheat. So again, we'll hold on to that. We've scalped wheat numerous times. Again, it's only about a 40% upside, so it's more of a scalping trade, short-term swing trade on WEAT. So I hope that helps. So next we'll talk about our top swing trading stocks to watch lists. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll go through the watch list updates in my notes. And then we'll also look at those charts. So we'll look at those stocks in our watch list Google Sheet and the charts in Webull. So here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list updates for this week. I'll just quickly go through what we have in our top swing trading stocks to watch list in our notes. And again, we'll look at them in our watch list Google Sheet and in Webull. So we've been watching MP Materials, ticker symbol MP for a while. It had run up. Looks like it might be rolling over. Might get an opportunity into MP Materials. So if you'd like to hear our thesis on why we like MP Materials, we have a link to a previous due diligence video in our notes. PBT, Permian Basin Trust, is a monthly dividend payer on oil and gas in the Permian Basin. We've been watching that for a little while. We collected some dividends on that back in June. It's coming up to ex-dividend. I believe it's on 531. We'll see that in our dividend payers and probably in our watch list Google Sheet as well. You can hear why we like PBT as a monthly dividend payer via the bonus link to that video in our notes. SDOW is the short on the Dow. We previously briefly scalped the Dow, missed the last bounce in the Dow, but it did recover. So UDOW went up late in the week. We're watching UDOW for an entry point to tell us when to short the Dow. The all-time high on the UDOW is 92.36. I believe I have a Thinkorswim price alert set at that all-time high. So if UDOW hits that all-time high again, it would post to our Discord, and that would be our trigger to enter on SDOW. So we'll again see if we get that pop again in the Dow, give us an opportunity to short. And again, now we have our watch lists and all of our watch lists in a Google Sheet, so you can watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, also our bullpen shopping list stocks in our watch list Google Sheet, and you can get 24/7 access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. You can hear how you can use our Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch via the series of videos, via the links and the notes, and also in our BeachBum trading channel. So again, if I jump over to our watch list Google Sheet, you can see it includes Google functions that will give us near real-time pricing on those when they're acting appropriately. We also have our price targets, support and resistance. Again, these are not a recommendation for you, but those are the support and resistance levels that I look at for entry or exits. You can see the risk reward profiles. Again, dividend information. So yes, we can see the ex-dividend date for PBT is 7/31. So if we want to get the monthly dividend for this month, we need to get in before the 31st. Also optionality information, etc. So again, great way in near real time that we can watch all of our watch lists in our Google Sheet. I quickly look at those charts in Webull. So if we go over to our watch lists, again, great thing about Webull is we can have multiple watch lists. It's easy to jump between our various watch lists in Webull. So here's MP Materials. We can see it had run up, came back down to that pivot point. We'll see if it breaks down further. If so, we'll see if it comes close to that previous low. That would be a nice entry point. Again, it's pretty, when it bottoms, it bounces pretty quickly, so it's a little tricky to catch that bottom. So we're keeping an eye on that. PBT has kind of run up a little bit. I'd kind of like it a little bit cheaper, so we'll see if we get a breakdown below that pivot point, get an opportunity below 11 to go into PBT for this month's monthly dividend. Again, our entry point on the Dow is triggered by the UDOW, which is the leveraged long on the Dow. Again, we can see the recent all-time high was 92.36. We can see it had declined, bounced back up. Looks like it's headed up. We'll see again if we get that continued rotation out of tech into the Dow. If it makes a high, we'll be looking for that top and rollover in UDOW to give us the entry trigger in SDOW. Again, we can see that if you caught that previous bounce and scalped it, it went right up to that resistance level, that support level, and got rejected, bounced back down. So again, we'll see if we can get another entry point. It looks like these support levels are pretty good indicators on this leverage long on the Dow. So hopefully we can catch this bounce this time. Okay, next we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. So let me grab a quick drink I'll go through them and then we'll look at the charts in Webull in a second. So the concept again of our bullpen stocks are ones that don't necessarily have a setup I would like for a top swing trading stocks to watch list, but I've identified that they may in the near future, so we put them in the bullpen. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, nowadays in our watch list Google Sheet, it's a lot easier to watch our bullpen stocks as well in near real time. So the distinction is not as important if you're watching in our watch list Google Sheet. So here's what we've got in our bullpen right now. We've been watching LWAY, Lifeway Foods as a consumer defensive packaged good stock. You can hear our previous quick take due diligence on LWAY and why we're interested in that via the bonus link to the video in the notes. MEXX is the leveraged long 3X on the Mexico market. We saw, steep decline after their elections, had a pretty good reflexive bounce, and then recently it looks like it might be rolling over. So we'll see if we can get another entry point long on Mexico. Again, you can hear a comparison of various ETFs you can use to trade Mexico via the link to the video in our notes. So you can look at the risk reward of those different ETFs also in our ETFs Google Sheet. Mosaic we've been watching for a little bit. I believe it was Easy Mike said Mosaic likes low natural gas. We saw natural gas decline. We'll see if that gives us an opportunity to swing Mosaic. Mosaic's also a dividend payer, so you can see the dividend payment information. MRAM, Everspin Technologies, is another semiconductor with RAM, so something in the AI theme that we identified might be a potential lesser known semiconductor play that we identified might be a good opportunity. At a double bottomed in FinViz in early July. Since then it bounced up. We'll see if we can get a pullback and entry into MRAM, Everspin Technologies. Congratulations to anyone who scalped that previous bounce in MRAM after we identified it. And you can hear our due diligence, our discussions on why we are interested in MRAM via the bonus link to that video in our notes. REMX, rare earth ETF, we've talked about that. We looked at that yesterday also in our ETFs Google Sheet. It's continued to come down. We'll take a look at that. Again, MP Materials is a constituent, REMX, also things like Albemarle, etc. Those have been downtrending for quite some time. You can hear our thesis on REMX via the link to the video in our notes, also on our channel. The addition this week, I mentioned that uranium had been down for the week. Did bounce up on Friday, and I've been watching for some of the opportunities in the uranium stocks that we like, and it looks like UROY might be coming down to a support level that would give us a good risk-reward profile on uranium. We've traded UROY profitably many times in the past. It's one of the uranium stocks we like. Looks like the setup on UROY looks the best of the ones we like right now. And you can hear our discussion of the various uranium stocks we like via the link to the video in the notes or also on our channel. Talked about wheat. Again, it did make a new 52-week low. I guess it was 521 or something, or 522.75, I think, or so is the new low. And you can track that using the /ZW symbol in Thinkorswim. So I think there's still a good entry point opportunity in wheat if you're interested in longing wheat using the WEAT ETF. And then we've also been watching Yelp for a while. It was previously identified also as a double bottom in FinViz. Been kind of bouncing around a little bit. You can hear our thesis on why we're interested in Yelp via the bonus link to our quick take video in the notes. Again, now you can also track our Bullpen stocks, the Bullpen tab of our Watchlist Google Sheet, so we could see, again, earnings information, dividend information, so you can see the dividend information for Mosaic, optionality, price targets, etc. So again, much easier nowadays to also track our Bullpen stocks in near real time, so we can trade directly off of those as well. So let me grab a drink and then we'll look at the charts for our Bullpen stocks in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're offering a number of offers and promotions. If you open and fund an account in Webull now, you can get up to 75 free fractional shares of stock by opening and funding your account with 25K or more. Less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock. I think they're each worth up to $3,000. Also, they're offering a 2% cash bonus for transfers of investments to Webull, and at least a 3.5% match on transfers or new contributions to an IRA. So again, if you open and fund your account in Webull using our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get all these promotions and offers and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. Okay, if I look at the charts for our bullpen stocks in Webull, first is LWAY. Again, you can see it's been kind of hugging that support level. If I zoom in a little bit, I've been watching the level 2s. It had looked like that there was some support around 1165. It did break slightly below that. So I'm trying to see if it's going to hold that support level. Again, I'll be watching the level 2s on that. It's a little bit illiquid, so choppy, a little tricky to trade possibly. So again, I'm trying to watch the level 2s, see where there's a good support level, see if that longer term 11, near 11, near 12 support level is going to hold. You can see nice upside up to 28 or so. Again, MEXX, long leverage long on Mexico, bottomed at 1590, ran up. Looks like it's rolled over. We'll see if it retests near that 1590 low and bounces. And if so, again, we'd be interested in a long in Mexico for a longer term swing, up to 37 or so. Mosaics run up. It did come back down, bounced off that pivot point. So I was tempted to take it off. Again, with the time frame, it looks like it had moved up and down recently. So I've left it on for now. It looks like it's getting some resistance from that pivot point. We'll see if it rolls over further from there. If it does break out above that, I'll take it out of the bullpen. MRAM, again, recently double bottomed around this 555, 554, had a decent run up. So again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who got a scalp, got a swing, a short-term swing in MRAM. It did bounce off that just above that resistance level, came back down. Looks like it got resistance from this pivot point. We'll see if it rolls over further. If so, again, we like that as another potential lesser-known semiconductor play with memory. REMX had been trailing off for quite some time, bottomed, bounced at 40.50 up to the near support level. So we'll see if it rejects double bottoms near that support level. If so, again, I'm trying to watch the level 2s, find some support for an entry in REMX on rare earth. This one's difficult looks like it's going to be difficult to trade because it tends to gap up and gap down like right at market open. So again, I'm not sure this one might be too illiquid for my trading strategy. But again, we'll see if we can get an entry in REMX. Again, trying to learn more about how it moves, but it does tend to gap up, gap down at market open. So watch out for that. Again, we're adding UROY. You can see it's trending back down as uranium, again, kind of topped, rolled over. So a lot of your uranium stocks came down. Looks like there's a pretty good double bottom on UROY around 220. A longer term low, I think, was about 202. So you can see that's a multiple bottom. kind of a short-term scalp trade, up to 280, 290, maybe longer term, up into the mid threes or so. So again, not quite a double, but again, a good scalp on uranium as that commodity tends to cycle. So we've scalped that profitably numerous times in the past. Gerald Pitts is also pointing out UEC holds a lot of shares of UROY. Thank you for sharing that, Gerald. Here's Yelp. Again, we have watched Yelp. It had bottomed, bounced back up. Looks like it got rejected off that resistance level, came back down. We'll see, if there's a good stable bottom somewhere in this, 35 area for Yelp. And a near-term upside into the mid-40s. So again, not necessarily a double, but decent upside in Yelp. And you can hear our previous discussion on why we're interested in Yelp in the link to the video in our notes. So I hope that all helps. I don't have any honorable mentions. We don't have any changes really to our shopping list. Again, the concept of our shopping list is we always, recommend that you have your list of stocks ready that you want to buy on any irrational reaction to earnings, irrational corrections in the market. So we did have, a tech correction for a while. Again, we've got a lot of important earnings coming up. And also we've got the Fed interest rate decision this Wednesday. So we might see some pretty dramatic movements in some of the stocks. Yesterday we talked about potential reactions in various sectors that may be sensitive to rate cuts, whether Powell indicates, if and when they might start cutting rates. We might see some significant reactions in some of the stocks, might be opportunities for you to pick up stocks in your shopping list. Again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. None of our content should be considered financial advice, but we recommend you stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, and if you need to understand better what those are, you can understand that via the links to our videos. And again, if we get indications that rate cuts aren't going to be coming as soon as the market had anticipated, like with the run-up in the Russell, we might see a dramatic reaction, particularly in these stocks that are very sensitive to interest rates, those with high debts. If you want to analyze the cash position of a money-losing stock, like many of the biotechs, you can calculate the quarter's cash flow positive for any money-losing stock using our biotech due diligence Google Sheet. And you can get access to that by joining our Patreon at the all access and VIP level. So again, help you understand, what the vulnerability of a money losing company is when they might have to raise capital, when they're going to run out of cash, etc. So I hope that helps. Okay, next we're going to talk about dividend payers. In addition to our swing trading, we also buy dividend payers, collect dividends while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. Also possibly, a good time with the potential volatility with the Fed interest rate decisions, seasonality, volatility that we have and will be discussing. You might want to collect some dividend payers, wait out dips in the market, wait out the volatility with the interest rates, etc. And we use our dividend payers Google Sheet to identify dividend payers that might meet our schedule, dividend amount, yield, etc. that we'd be interested in. And you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet as well to, again, create your own schedule of dividend payers with the income, yield, etc., risk-reward profile, categories that you would like by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. I don't have any changes to our dividend payers. So if anyone in the chat for this week, so if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer you'd like to take a look at, can throw those symbols up in the chat. We can take a quick look at those. And we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to create your own income schedule using dividend payers. And you can access that series of videos via the link in the notes. So again, let me check the chat, see if anyone has any dividend payers you'd like to look at, and then we can continue. Okay, Bellu Dog is asking about AMDY. We talk about the other yield maxes as well. Thank you also for Easy Mike for helping to moderate our chat. Please keep the chat focused on trading, focused on helping each other out, make money trading, helping our fellow beach bums succeed in their trading career. Again, don't particularly like to talk politics, etc., and we'd love to keep that mostly out of our community, except how it relates to making money trading, which is why we're all here, right? So again, thank you for helping. So Baloo Dog was asking about AMDY and some of the other yield maxes. So we'll see AMDY is probably in the ad sheet along with the other yield maxes. So we can look at all. I've been looking at the yield maxes when we saw that decline in tech earlier in the week. I've been looking at some of the yield maxes to see if they look attractive. Here's AMDY right now. See, it's right now at 14. Looks like this had previously gotten down lower than the support, so I'll put support level down a bit. So see pretty good risk rewards, close to its 52-week low. It's only got a 52-week risk reward of about 1.77. So it looks like the nominal yield 0.44, so it's got a 44%. Very nice dividend, dollar dividend. So it's got a net yield 13%. So that AMDY looks pretty attractive. We'll have to take a further look at that and also see. Let me look at it real quickly in FinViz, see what kind of history we have on AMDY. So again, you can access these via the links to their FinViz profile in the column in our notes. So yeah, it had a steep decline with that correction in AMD. Last dividend was 73 cents, 90 cents. So again, very high dividend yield right now, given the decline. So yeah, that one looks pretty interesting. Doesn't have a lot of history. So again, with these yield maxes, sometimes they haven't been around that long, so it's hard to see. So I like to look at the underlying stock to see, how it is. So see, AMD is still relatively high, just broke down below support, moving average, got further downside. So again, more potential downside in AMDY. So again, even though it looks like it's near its 52-week low, that is the lowest point it's ever been, and that's not the bottom on AMD. So again, if you want to hold it for a lengthy period of time, wait for AMD to swing back up. But again, I tend to want to see some support level in the underlying stock to support my entry into a yield max. So again, that's my current outlook on AMDY. I hope that helps. Again, very similarly with some of the other yield maxes. I was looking at FBY, which is the yield max on Facebook, GOOY, which is the one on Google. Again, you can find all the yield maxes in our ad sheet by doing a find on yield max. So we see some of the others. ULTY, GDXY on gold. Here's the others on the Mag 7s. The ones we've made money with recently that I like, have a little more history, are APLY and TSLY. Similarly, OARC is, again, ARK is still relatively high, but the OARC is close to its 52-week low. Just because it doesn't have a long history. Same thing with FBY and Google. Meta and Google are still relatively high, but again, these just haven't been around long enough to be able to see if they are matching up with a support level with those underlying stocks. So again, I hope that all helps. NBDY, I know people had made good money with the run-up in NVIDIA. NVIDIA's come down some, so again, you can find the dividend yields of all these yield maxes in our dividend payers Google sheet. Also find the distribution schedule in the reference sheet of our dividend payers. So we can see the next ex-dividend for the yield maxes is August 7th. So we've got, a little over a week for the next ex-dividend date for all the yield maxes. So again, I hope that helps. And again, you can access that anytime via the link in the reference sheet of our dividend payers Google sheet. Okay, just checking the chat to see if anyone else has some dividend payers you want to look at. Again, with the volatility, you might want to look for some that have more stability. So again, you can contrast the yields with the net yields, which includes their current performance, the adjusted yields, which includes their potential price appreciation. So, some are more stable than others. There's IEF and IEI tend to be relatively stable. Bond ETFs, risk reward isn't great right now on those, but number of the REITs I've been watching is, LTC, land, they're all up a little bit, so keep looking at those. But again, they're all up a little bit. Realty Income. Talked about PBT. We saw its dividend information, so you can see the dividend information in more detail in our dividend payers Google sheet. Another one I wanted to quickly point out is this SVOL, which is a short on volatility. We saw a pop up in volatility recently, and then a quick retracement. This SVOL again is a short on volatility. It pays a pretty nice dividend. Again, if we get another spike or a higher spike of volatility, this SVOL might become even more attractive. Again, not a whole lot of price appreciation, but a pretty decent monthly dividend, again, on a spike in volatility. Okay, I'll leave this open again. If anyone in the chat has another dividend pair you want to look at, please let me know. We can come back to that. Otherwise, we can jump forward to options. In addition to using dividend payers to generate income while we wait for swing trading stock to set up, you can also use a number of option strategies to generate additional income. First is selling covered calls when our stocks are going up, buy them back when they're coming back down. We have a new Google sheet that you can use to do what-if analysis on various covered call strategies, and you can get access to that again by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level, and you can hear how you can use that covered calls Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on various covered call strategies via the link to the bonus video, Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples on Covered Calls, via the link to that video in our notes. We also sell puts on stocks when they're going down, buy them back when they're coming back up. And then we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet, which we'll quickly take a look at, to identify potential opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. And again, you can also get access to that by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. Got a couple updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet I want to mention, and then we'll go look at the whole Google Sheet. So firstly, I added a put for Ford. We had a previous one with the current strike price at, I believe it's $10. I added one for January 2025 at $9.82. It didn't have a $10 strike price available at the time, so I wanted to see what the premium might be for something in January, so we'll take a look at that. They declined on earnings miss, poor guidance going forward on earnings. Also, Dexcom had poor earnings, missed on earnings, had a very steep decline. I'm going to have to look at where the 30 delta falls early next week, and then we'll be updating our research sheet for Dexcom, again, based on where that 30 delta or below falls right now. Again, it's broken down below the previous strike price that we had. So again, we've got a series of videos on how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to trade options, generate income using options, called Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples. We also have a whole playlist of videos on how you can use options to make money trading that you can find on our channel. So again, if you want further information about how you can make money trading options, generate additional income using options, you can access all that information via those videos. Okay, here's our main watch list for our puts ROIC sheet. So another one we're keeping an eye on is Disney. They puts on Disney. Disney broken down below 90. So we'll see if it heads near. You can also see again the 52-week high and low, current price movement on Disney via or any stock here via the Google Finance functions in our puts ROIC Google Sheet. So we'll see if Disney continues to decline. If so, we might sell puts on Disney. It looks like the January ones are now about 2%. So we'll see if those increase in premium. They've been as high as 9. So once I get over about 5, we'd be interested in selling puts. Also, we might buy shares down near a 52-week low on Disney. I believe their earnings is like the 7th or so. So we might see a reaction in Disney around their earnings that might give us an opportunity. Again, Disney's a stock we also have in our shopping list and our watch list Google Sheet. So again, you can see our stocks we have in our shopping list via the shop list tab of our watch list Google Sheet. So again, you can see various REITs we're watching, STAG, Land, etc., LTC, several of the MEXX 7s, the Yield Maxes we watched, TSLY and APLY. So again, you can see those also in our shop list tab of our watch list Google Sheet. Research tab, again, we talked about last week, we talked about American Airlines. It's got a pretty decent ROI. Again, I think the airlines might continue to decline in third quarter. American gave poor guidance for third quarter, so we'll see if that approaches its 52-week high. Again, that might be an attractive one to sell puts on if you're interested in doing that on airlines. Again, Albemarle's got a 6%. Again, it's been in decline generally, bouncing around. So if you're interested in puts on Albemarle, that might be attractive. I'm not with cash secured puts. It's a pretty high price, so the cash requirement relatively high if you're going to cash secure those. Here's Dexcom. Again, it broke down below that $70 strike price, showing pretty high ROI, but again, it looks like it's a steep decline. I'm guessing that has to do, well, it was bad earnings, and also I think the GLP-1s are impacting the diabetes medical devices. So again, I'll have to see. Right now that delta's at 70, so I want to see what the delta at 30 or below is on Dexcom, how that matches up with a support level in the underlying chart, and see if we can find a bottom, find a support level that makes some sense with Dexcom. But again, that probably will continue to decline for some period of time based on their earnings and the GLP-1 trend. So we did get a little bit of a pop-up in the VIX of some of these premiums are perking up a little bit, but there isn't a whole lot else right now. And if we do get a reaction based on the interest rate decision on Wednesday, or just ahead of that, you can watch stocks that are significantly declining or bouncing back, and use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts, even short-term day trading, scalping, etc. So again, if anyone else has some puts you want us to plug into our system, please let us know the ticker, the strike price, the expirations. We can add those to our automated systems. Our system will collect the data and then add it to our puts ROIC Google Sheet at the end of the day. So again, all the gray columns are added by our automated systems at the end of the day. And then the white columns are Google Finance functions or derivatives thereof that get updated in near real time. So again, we hope that helps. Okay, let me check the chat. If anyone has any particular stocks you want to take a look at, if I missed your ticker previously, I apologize. Please put your tickers back up in the chat. We can take a look at any additional stocks you would like to look at, or if there's other topics you would like to discuss related to trading. We can spend a few minutes and talk about any stocks or others that you would like to. Let me check the chat, grab a drink, and then we'll continue. Helen Krantz is asking, is it time to buy TLT? That's a good question, and that's going to depend a lot on the Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday, and particularly not only the decision we talked about yesterday, that they're not expected to make any changes in July. I believe I may have misread the Fed Monitor tool and the CME Watch tool yesterday. It looked like I think they might actually be projecting probability of one cut September. I think I was one off and said none in September. I think they might say one in September, two in November, three in December. So again, that messaging, Powell's press conference will dictate a lot. I think we'll get some volatility around that on Wednesday with the Fed interest rate decision. Once they start cutting, obviously, then TLT should go up as yields go down. But again, going into that, I just expect volatility like we've seen. We looked at the futures yesterday, looked like they were near the recent top. I expect it to be choppy around there. And again, you can see if you want to short-term trade that volatility, we've got a number of ETFs in our ETF Google sheet that you can trade the volatility on, either the TLT or, again, shorter-term bond-related ETFs, bond-related ETFs. People are mentioning cannabis stocks, cannabis ETFs like MSOSMJ, MSOX. So again, you can see those in our ETFs Google sheet. EQIX or DLR. So I believe we have at least, I believe DLR is in our dividend payers. We'll see if I have EQIX in here. Again, I recently released our previous look at EQIX. I don't have that one in the main page. Here's DLR. Again, these are REITs on data centers. So you can see the dividend information, our support and resistance, etc. levels on DLR. See if I have EQIX. Again, we just recently published our previous look at EQIX and some other REITs as well. So in the ad sheet of our dividend payers, you can see the dividend payment information for EQIX. You take a quick look at their charts again. So it was up quite a bit. It's come down a little bit. Pays a quarterly dividend, pretty nice quarterly dividend. So it looks like it's bouncing off that lower trend line. It's got a pivot point above. About a 12% yield. So it's come down some. So, possibly some of the hype, the data center hype, the AI FOMO is wearing off just a little bit. Looks like they got a positive reaction on earnings last time. Their next earnings is August 7th. So again, they got a positive reaction last time. Nice gap up. So again, if it continues down, might be an opportunity around earnings. Watch their earnings. Again, pretty positive reaction there. I look at DLR. Another data center REIT looks kind of similar. So it went up to a new 52-week high, got rejected off that, came back down, broke down below its moving average. Looks like they disappointed on earnings, so their EPS was less than expected. Their actual earnings less than expected. So again, possibly fueling a little bit cooling off in the data center hype. So we'll see if it breaks down further. So I would wait, gap down on earnings, looking for support. If it holds that trend line, might be good support. So both of these might be decent short-term scalp swings, etc. But again, if the AI FOMO, the data center hype, continues to cool off, we might see some further downside in both DLR and EQX. Be interesting to hear their earnings. Are they actually making more money from the AI data centers, or is it just causing more cost? And that would obviously be a negative impact. Yeah, and you can see our previous discussion on EQIX. And again, this will give us a bit of an update on EQIX and DLR. So I hope that helps. Okay, just checking the chat to see if I missed anything. Welcome, Douglas PC. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. MPWR from Easy Mike. Yeah, that one's another one. Data centers, AI FOMO stocks. I believe we did a previous look at that. I don't know if we've released that video yet, but we'll either have a video or have one soon on our previous look at PWR. So yes, see that steady run up, new 52-week high, got rejected. So again, all of these are looking like they're showing some cooling off on the data center hype, the AI FOMO. So again, any of these indications, if you hear earnings from any of these data center related companies, that may impact all of these stocks related to the data centers. So I hope that all helps. Okay, if you have any further questions or stocks you would like us to take a look at, please put them in the comments to any of our videos. Also, you can always contact us in our Discord. Our Discord is free to join. You can get access to all kinds of channels related to any number of different trading styles, asset classes. We post news, articles, etc. Again, you can discuss how to make money trading, how to help each other out succeed in your trading career via all these channels in our Discord. Again, with the exception of the few I pointed out, all of the other channels are available for free by joining our Discord. Again, if you have a question or a stock you want us to take a look at, please tag us in our Discord. We're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, numbers, etc. Anyone else is an imposter, and we would not direct message you without letting you know in advance, or we wouldn't ask you for money. So again, anybody else is scamming or an imposter. So again, love to see you in our Discord. We can continue these discussions. I will point out we talked about the wheat trade, and something I forgot to point out at that time is I did post the grains report in the commodities channel on the 25th, and you'll see that was relatively positive on both corn and wheat. So that was part of my decision-making process with going long on wheat. And again, you can see that grains report posted in the commodities channel in our Discord. Also, we have a suggestion box, so along with any comments to our videos, you can post recommendations for improvement for any of our weekly trading game plans, any of our other tools, resources, community, etc. Also in the suggestion box in our Discord. We need your feedback and help to help us know what we can do to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders, how we can continue to improve, help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. So we hope you like this content. If you do us a favor, please smash the like button, and we really need your help to share our content. Get more BeachBum traders, repost our content on your social media sites to help us, again, continue to build the community, continue to get more BeachBum traders helping each other out, make money trading, succeed in your trading career. So again, we appreciate all your participation in the chat. Again, if I missed your question or your stock, please, that you want us to look at, please put it in the comments or in our Discord. And again, thank you all for joining us today. And we hope to see you again back next weekend for our next weekly trading game plan. And good luck and have a great trading week.